So today we're talking about trig functions, and what we're going to do, this is what we've been talking about this whole chapter. What we're going to do today is we are going to actually start using the ratios with our calculators. So you will need a graphing calculator for today. So get up and grab a graphing calculator.
What happened?
Okay, can I move on to the next slide, or do you guys still need time to copy this one down? I'm going to move on since no one said anything. Okay, so what we want to do when we're using our calculators to solve trig functions is to make sure that our calculator is in the right setting. So there is a black mode button. It's next to the blue second button. You want to press that, and then you should see a screen of words. And the fourth choice down says radian or degree. You want to make sure the word degree is highlighted. So you press enter, and then you go second mode to go out of the screen. Julian, be quiet. Okay, so questions on how to make sure. You want to make sure the calculator is on degrees, because if someone goes through and resets the calculator, it turns it back into radians. So every time you use the calculator, you want to make sure it's in degrees. Okay, can I move on to the next slide? Okay, so here's my first example. It wants me to find the value of x and then round to the nearest 10. So copy down the example, and then I'll show you what to do. Julian, be quiet. Okay, so what I want to do here is I first want to figure out which trig function this is. So according to my angle, which is right here, that's not right. I want to make sure I have pen on. According to my angle right here, I want to label these sides. Is this opposite, hypotenuse, or adjacent for the 11? opposite. And the x is hypotenuse or adjacent?
No.
Adjacent. So what trig function uses opposite and adjacent?
H.
No. Sine, cosine, or tangent? You can look at yesterday's notes if you have to. My choices are sine, cosine, or tangent. Tangent. Remember, tangent
Yes.
is opposite over adjacent. So what I want to do, instead of writing theta, I'm going to actually write the angle measure, which is 32. Okay. Then I want to get x by itself, so I want to multiply both sides by x. I'm going to do that in a different color. So now I have x tan 32 equals 11. Is x by itself yet? Okay, so the phrase tangent 32 goes together, so I can divide that out. And then I'm going to rewrite off to the side because I write big on the computer. Nope. You hate me?
Huh?
You hate me?
No.
Okay. I was like, okay. You're not even writing notes, Mario. Okay, so now I have x equals 11 divided by tangent 30. Guys in the back, stop talking. I have 11 divided by tangent 32. So I want to go type this on my calculator. I want to make it so you see this. Okay, so on the calculator, I want to, there is a button that said tangent. What went on top though, before the tangent? It was 11.
Yeah.
And then I divided by tan, and what was the degree? 32. And then I press enter. And was I in the right mode? I was not. Okay, so I get 17.6. So, where's my cardboard go? How do I do what?
The thing.
How do you set it?
On the calculator?
Yeah.
So, there is, hold on. So I typed 11 like normal, right? And then there's a button here. It's like diagonal from divide that says tan. I press that, and then I type 32. Thanks, Mario.
Well, 32.
Yeah, the angle measure was 32.
Yeah. The mode is.
Oh, the mode? Over here, Taylor, there's a mode button next to the blue second.
Yeah.
And you go there, and then it gives you this list of like 4 things. Where it says radian, you want to arrow over to degree and press enter. Okay. So I got x, the pen's not on. So I got x equals 17.6. Questions there? Okay, can I move on to the next slide? Okay. So this one is another picture, and I want to find the value of x rounded to the nearest tenth, so I will give you a minute or two to copy down the chart. The triangle, and then I'll work through it. Okay, so what do I want to label the 12? H, O, or A? Opposite. It's not touching the angle. Okay, and my x? Adjacent. So which trig function is this one going to use? Tangent. So I have tangent of 25. Thank you. Equals 12 over x. How do I want to solve this one? Multiply by x on both sides. Let's change the pen color. Okay.
You do the same thing for
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then is x alone yet? No, so what do I want to do? To get x alone. Oh wait, I didn't even rewrite this. So I have x tangent 25 equals 12. And then what do I want to divide by? Mm-hmm. So I have x equals 12 divided by tan 25. So I type that in the calculator. I get 25.7. Questions there? Okay. Okay, can I move on? Okay, this one is a word problem. It's telling us, picture is labeled but not very well, so I'll go back in a second. It says we're measuring the height of a spruce tree. We stand 45 feet away from the base of the tree, and we measure the angle of elevation from the ground to the top of the tree to be 59 degrees. We want to find the height of the tree to the nearest foot. So this angle right here is 59. Is that even any better? Probably not.
It's a lot of value.
Okay, so I was talking about the picture and how you can't see. Can you see the black? I'll just draw it off to the side. Okay, so this is 59, and it tells me we're 45 feet away from the tree, and the tree is h tall. Guys who are on their phones, put them away. Okay, so what color What do I want to label the h, my variable? Is it opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse? Opposite. And my 45? Adjacent. Why are all of these tangent? Anyways, so this one is tangent. That's a 59. I can't even read my own handwriting. This time I have the variable on top and the number I'm solving for on the bottom. I mean the number I know on the bottom. How do I get h alone? No. I always want to do the bottom number of the fraction. So this time I want to multiply by 45. Okay, so then I get 45 tan 59 equals h. So I can type this just straight into the calculator. So 45 tan 59. What do you get? 74.9, so does that round? Up or down? Huh? Well, it says the nearest foot, so the whole number. That's 75. This word at the end says feet. Sorry, I cannot write nicely. Can I move on? Okay. Thank you. I have allergies. Outside? I'm allergic to plants. Like, the wind is not helping. Not that kind of plants. Specific kind of plants. No. Can I move on? Taylor, are you good? Okay. Oh, finally. One that's not tangent. So this one wants me to find x by using x and y by using sine and cosine. I have to decide which letter gets sine and which letter gets cosine. So I'll give you a bit to copy it down. So, for the angle 26, where is my opposite side? X, Y, or 14? Okay, and my adjacent? Y or 14? Adjacent is Y. It's the shorter side touching the angle. And then my hypotenuse is always the longest side, or the one straight across from the right angle box. Okay. So, if I'm going to do sine, remember sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So I'm going to do sine of 26. What is the opposite? X. And my hypotenuse? That's an ugly X. 14. So I want to solve for X. What do I want to do to get X alone? Times by 14. There's no dividing on this one. So I have 14 sine 26 equals X. Okay. Then I need to also find y. So that's going to be cosine. And then cosine was E, adjacent over hypotenuse. So what was my adjacent side? Y. And my hypotenuse? 14. So how do I get y alone? Multiply by 14. Okay. So then I have 14 cosine 26 equals y. 12.6. Y. You type it in the calculator?
And if the number is bigger?
If the second number is bigger than 5, you round up. If it's less than 5, you don't. There is one more after this. Can I move on? Okay. This one, it has the angle in a different corner, and it wants me to find the values of x and y using sine and cosine again. And then, what would be O and A? So then for sine of 35, which number goes on, or letter goes on top? X, Y, or 53? X. So then, to get X alone, what do I want to do? Sorry, my 53 is looking gross. So I have
30.
So I have 53 times sine 35 equals x, and then if you type that in the calculator, you get 30.4. Yeah. Okay, then I want to do the same thing for cosine to solve for y. So I'm going to do cosine of 35 equals what? X divided by 53, and then to get x alone, I want to... You're right, it would be y.
43.4.
Yeah. go back and change. So I have, it's because I'm 30. I should erase that. This problem is not very good. It's got 35 and 53. Confuses me. Okay, so we get 43.4. Questions here.